And now let us read with the classification with the structures. Okay. So first, classification of polymers. And yesterday you wrote test, right? So 23 numbers I wrote, and I didn't correct today. I'll see today and tomorrow, and I'll post that marks in Monday. Okay. Then we are done with the biomolecules, and you please tell me the date, and because you need to prepare your notes, right? So please take your time, but please don't kill the time. And let me inform on which day I can give the test for biomolecules, because this is a very important lesson. So you need much more preparation, and you need to write your notes. So that and all you need to do. So that's why I'm giving you an option that you can choose your date of test. Okay, then next. Classification of polymers. Okay. So, do anyone know how can we classify an polymer? Do anyone know that? How can we classify an polymer? Based on the source we can classify. Okay. And based on the structure. And based on the molecular arrangement or molecular force. And also by the mode of synthesis, how we are going to synthesize. So based on that also we can classify. So the classifications of polymers is based on the source, structure, and molecular force and mode of synthesis. So this many types we can classify the polymers into further categories and further groups. Is it okay? So now, first let us see how we are classifying based on source. How we are classifying the polymers based on source. Source means how it's occur. Based on that we are classifying. It's a natural polymer, synthetic polymer. Next one, semi-synthetic polymer. So I think so by knowing the names you can define the things. Right? By knowing the name you can define the things. That is like natural polymer means that polymers which we are found in plant and animal source. Plants and animals. Is it right? So naturally occurring means we are getting the polymers that is from the source of nature. Yes, Sujan, you are right. From the source of nature, that is plant and animals. So for example, protein, starch, cellulose, rubber. Okay, this and all you can give the example for naturally occurring polymerase, that is natural polymer. Okay, then synthetic means that is, you can say that is man-made. Is it right? That is man-made. Man-made polymers. We are preparing this in laboratories or in factories. Okay. So the naturally occurring from the nature, that is called natural polymers, and those we are synthesized in our laboratory or in the factories, that is called a synthetic polymer. So we have an example like polythene plastics, right? Then polyvinyl chloride. Okay, polyvinyl chloride. Then nylon. I think you might have heard this nylon because nowadays it's used as a cloth material. And bakelite. Okay, and bakelite. PVC, yes, Kavya. PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Screen was not clear. Bakelite is a type of polymer. We are preparing that in our laboratory. So that is called bakelite. You have that structure. I'll write and you'll get that. Okay. I'll define it. Please write it down. Based on the source of polymerase, we are classified into natural polymer, synthetic polymer, and semi-synthetic polymer. So now semi-synthetic polymer means a chemically modified, or you can say it's an modified natural polymer. Modified natural polymers. So are you getting my point? So if you are extracting completely from the nature, that is natural polymer. If you are completely preparing in the laboratory without any external or natural sources, that is called synthetic polymer. If you are taking the natural sources and if you are modifying it for your convenience, that is called semi-synthetic polymer. That is called semi-synthetic polymer. So you have an example of, so see here, cellulose we are taking from the plant source, that is natural polymer. For that you are mixing with acetate, that gives you celluloacetate, that is rayon. Rayon materials, you might have heard this, right? Rayon material. Then same for the cellulose, we are using nitrate for the flexibility of the cloth, for the extension of the cloth, cellulonitrate. And vulcanized rubber. Rubber is a natural sources. Okay, but for that, what you will do? You will increase the elasticity of the rubber. That gives you an vulcanization of rubber. Just a second. I'll just log out and log in. At least it could have helpful for clearance of the screen. Okay. Is it clear now? Somewhat better, I think so, right? Okay. So fine, synthetic polymers are the modifying polymers of the natural polymers. It's a modification of natural polymers, that is called semi-synthetic polymer. Okay, is it clear? So next, classification based on structure. Classification based on structure. So based on the structure means how it will be. It will be whether it is in the straight chain or linear chain or branched chain, how much it is branching. So based on that type, you have further classification, that is linear polymer, branched polymer, and cross-linked polymer. Okay. So what I'm thinking was, we are going a bit faster when we are comparing slide classes, right? Because in what I feel it so that biomolecules is a big lesson, but then too we are finish that with only little days. So we are going a bit faster. Uh, Not Nikhil. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm going faster in explaining. We are covering the portions in short time. That's why I'm telling. Like I didn't say I'm going very fast that you can't catch the words. In not that manner. Like we are covering the portions fastly. The slide and understanding it will take time, but here you can get the point easily. So the repetition is less. That's why we can use the repetition time for the next process. Is it right? I feel it so. Okay. But you can understand the topics, right? Like you are feeling like, ma'am, you are going too fast, so we didn't catch the point. Does it like so? Can you able to understand? Kavya, you just uh, okay. I thought you said no, no, so I thought you didn't understand. Yes, that is what my intention. Okay, okay, Nikhil, thank you. Which is the concept you thought after semi-synthetic? I didn't start anything. I'm just starting Google. Based on the structure, okay, we are classifying the polymers into three categories. There is linear polymer, branched polymer, and about cellulose, that is semi-synthetic. That is semi-synthetic polymer. Semi-synthetic polymer means we are taking some components from the nature and we are modifying it. So for example, see here, cellulose is the naturally occurring material, but for that we are mixing with acetone. It gives celluloacetone, that is rayon. Rayon is used as a semi-synthetic polymer. Okay. So semi-synthetic means we are combining the natural with your artificial thing. That is, you can say there's an intermediate between synthesized and natural thing. That is called semi. Okay. Then based on the structure, we are classifying into linear polymer and branched polymer and cross-linked polymer. I think you don't want to much explanation here, because by seeing the names only we can notice that we are what we are saying about the definitions and all. Just a second, I'm waiting for clearance. Clearance of screen. Just a second. Just I will explain. So linear polymer means linear polymers are the polymers which the arrangement is. Now it's clear, right? Okay. It's a polymer where the arrangement of polymer in in linear manner means to say long and straight chain. Okay, long and straight chain. Okay, so because of this long chain, it's having a more weight, more molecular weight. So this my type of writing running notes, like if the aroma is putting upward means that is high, it's low, down. Increase, decrease also we are representing like this. So you can use that. I think instead of writing more less in words, it will take less time to indicate in a systematic way, like a symbolic way. So it's a more molecular weight because of the increased molecular weight. Okay, because of the increased molecular weight, melting point also more. PT means melting point. Melting point also more. Okay. So linear polymer is a type of polymer where the arrangement in a linear manner, that is in the straight and long chain. Because of the long chain, the molecular weight, it seems to be more. Based on that molecular weight, the melting point is also more. Okay. So for this, we are giving the example of nylon, polyesters. So I'll write the structure here. Just think these are the polymers. This round OO are the polymers. Okay. This is one polymer and this one is one polymer. So it's a linear, straight going, long chain structures. That is called linear polymer. So branch polymer means branching polymer or a type of polymer where in linear arrangement, you can see or having a chain having some branches. So we are not saying it is more branching. In the linear chain, for example, I'll represent this like this linear chain like this, and it have some branches here or there. Okay. In linear chain, you can see in some points, the branching starts, the branching occurs. Okay. So for this, we can give the example of polyvinyl chloride. Sorry. Polythene. Sorry. This polyvinyl chloride for linear chain. It's of polythene. Because of that, some branching, we can elast the plastic covers or papers. Okay. And because of the distribution of the polymers in a branch chain, the molecular weight, it seems to be less when you are comparing with linear. Okay. The molecular weight is less when you are comparing with linear. Polythene is an example for branched polymer. Okay. Have you read this? Next, cross-linked. Cross-linked means in linear chain, in linear polymer, it's a more branching. We are say it as bifunctional or trifunctional. Bifunctional or trifunctional. It is a three-dimensional structure. It's a three-dimensional structure. So because of the less molecular weight, the melting point also seems to be less when you are comparing with linear. See, molecular weight yavaga increase agutho, avaga inevitably melting point also increases. So whenever the molecular weight goes down, your melting point also goes down. Okay, you can say it's directly proportional. Which one? Your molecular weight and melting point are directly proportional. Okay. Next, cross-link. Cross-link means in a linear chain, you can see more branching, that is bifunctional and trifunctional, and it's look like a three-dimensional network-like structure. See, I'll write it here. Network like structure. So you can say a mesh-like thing. A mesh-like structure is called it as cross-link structure. So then, because of the distribution of the polymer, the molecular weight still goes down, and the melting point also goes down. Example is bakelite, and resins, bakelite and resins. So your linear is a straight line, branch is somewhat branching, one or two branching. Cross-link is a network mesh-like structure. Okay, is it fine? Shall we move to the next classifications? Classification based on molecular force. It means to say, if an polymer seems to be applied, or if it is controlled with any external temperature or pressure or external force, any external force, how that molecule will act. Based on that, we are classifying the polymer into further category. So I just explained that. What do you mean by molecular force? Molecular force means if any external force will act on it, how it will react. Okay. Your screen is not completely visible. I didn't write anything. It's an empty sheet, Gokul. Because I'm using two devices. So whenever it's showing blur, I can notice that the screen was not good. But you better check with your network. My screen is visible, right? You can see the D on molecular force based on that it's cutted. Yes. Based on not visible. Gokul, you please check with your network because it's visible. I'm using my laptop to see that only. It's visible in laptop also, and now I focused for entire word. Okay. Okay, based on the molecular force means, if suppose I'm saying, if we want to describe any person, so we are saying he's too calm, he's too angry, or he's too calm until and unless if you didn't hurt him or if you didn't touch his personal topics. So he's cool and calm. Same like that. Basically, how it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that we already done with the classification of based on the sources and based on the availabilities. Means to say structure. But here, based on the, if we attempt or if we are giving a force of external kind things, so what happen? What it will do? Based on that, we are taking an classifications. That is elastomers, fibrous. Okay. Then thermoplastics. Then thermosetting plastics. Sorry, polymers. Thermosetting polymers. So now I'm giving you a chance. Can you tell me the definition or not proper? Can you explain based on the words listening? So because on that time I can take a, what to say, your attendance. Please tell me. Try to answer. By seeing the names only, you just try it. Meghana, Gokul. Thermos, I think, is heat, ma'am. Thermo stands for heat. Yes, Gokul, you are right. Thermo stands for heat. And Meghana, elastomers means which is expandable. Yes, right. Rakshita means elastable. Yes, right. Can anyone please try? Give a try. No problem. Ashana, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ polymers having elastic property is called elastomers. Okay, so you are almost right with the elastomers. So elastomers are like a rubber thing. So we can flexibility, elastability. Okay, but it should be solid. It having so you should remember one thing. Almost all the elastic substance it doesn't in the nature of soft. It may also have an elastic hard structure, that is solid structure. So it's a rubber like solid with with elastic property, with elastic properties. Okay, with elastic properties. This polymers held by this polymers held by weakest intermolecular force. So it means to say, if you want to elast it, if you want to flexible it, so it should be the bond. If you are saying if it is present a covalent bond or coordination bond, that you can't easily flexible it. Okay, so that's why the bond or the intermolecular force should be weaker. Then only you can make those substances to be elasticized and solid. So what in the elastomers? Elastomers are the rubber-like thing with a solid. Okay, rubber like solid thing which having an elastic in nature. Okay, which having the elastic in nature. Because of that elasticity, the intermolecular force it seems to be weaker. The intermolecular force it seems to be weaker. So example, Buna S and Buna N. Okay, Buna S and Buna N. Next, can I try for fibrous? Fibrous try ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? So these are the thread-like structure. Fibrous ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we can analyze the jute, vegetable thread. Okay, Nikhil. So it's an thread-like structure. It's a thread-like structure which having an high tensile strength. Tensile means, what do you mean by tensile strength? What do you mean by tensile? Ductile, tensile. High tensile strength means it doesn't having or a strong intermolecular force of attraction. Strong intermolecular force of attraction. It means to say it's a thread-like things. It is just in a linear structure, and between them they're having the strong molecular force of attraction. Because of that, we can't make it elastability. So this is thread-like structure which is in the strong intermolecular force of attraction. We can't stretch as like an elastomers. It is just an strong material. For example, silk. So you just go with the silk materials of your mom's cloth. You can't elasticize it. It's a single thread-like structure, but it is strong. By seeing the normal thread of cotton and silk thread, you can see the differences. It is silk thread is hard. Okay. Then nylon 6 6 nylon 6 6. Okay. Then thermo. We have 2 minutes. I'll finish up this too. Thermoplastic. Thermoplastic means to say, on heating, it will become on heating, it will soft. It will soft. On on cooling, it become hard. So you just think of a plastic plastic structure. So if you heat it up, it will melt and you can give the shape of whatever you want to shape. Or glass also you can give thing like. So whenever you are cooling it up, it will become hard that it's difficult to break. So what do you mean by thermoplastic? Thermoplastic, on heating, it's a type of polymer. On heating, it will become soft, and on cooling, it will become hard. So for that, you can give the example of polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Polyvinyl chloride. Then thermosetting plastic. What do you mean by thermosetting plastic? They are the cross-link and heavy branches. Cross-link and heavy branching molecule. They are the cross-link and heavy branching molecule. On heating, on heating, on heating, on heating, it will become more hard, more hard. But it not be reusable. Okay, so it not be reusable. What do you mean by thermoplastic? Thermosetting plastic means it's a cross-linked heavy branched molecule, but on heating it will become much more harder, that it doesn't having the capacity of reusable. So for this we can give the example of bakelite. Okay, bakelite. Yes, Srijan, you are right. Okay, so the session will end automatically.